So we finished our Appalachian Trail 100-mile wilderness hike today. We went from Wilson what lean-to? Wilson Valley lean-to to Highway 15, which was 10.4 miles. And then we hitched a ride into Monson. And in Monson... What? It was the fastest. I know. Stuck out her thumb and boop, got a ride. She was super nice. And she brought us to... Yes, Alicia, very sweet lady, brought us to a restaurant. What was the name of the restaurant? Lake House something. We should know that. I'll put it in a description below. A lake house restaurant, and we had something called the bomb, which was the bomb. It was a sorry about the background noise. It was like a chili. It's like a Philly cheesesteak, basically. And had mushrooms and onions. And we had French fries. And we had a cider. Rebecca had a beer. And then we went and walked to the country store. And then we walked and saw the hostel, which was really cool. What's that called? Shaw's Hostel. Highly recommend it if you ever needed to stay there. That was really nice. I would totally stay there. And then we came over to my uncle's a little off the grid place, which is super cute. Took a bath in the lake, so we're all clean. And now we're chilling, having some champagne at Lakeside. Living the dream, man. Living the dream. Talk to my family. That noise in the background is construction work happening on the cute little off-the-grid house. And now we're just chilling and recovering. And it was hard work, but very good. And I think I'm going to do a little follow-up video to this with Rebecca. And we're going to talk about some of the things we learned. I'm going to stop because that's loud. Start recording.
Great.
What do you mean? Move your booze.
I don't know which one is yours anymore.
No, look, I don't either.
What?
Do that. Okay, there.
What does this have to do with anything?
Nothing other than you're out of my way. Okay. So we're going to do we should probably have thought about this before we started recording.
Yeah, I asked you, what are we going to do?
Oh, okay, let's pause.
To record about my observations.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I've had too much champagne to thoughtfully describe.
This is going to be a great video then.
It's going to be a great video.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers to the ghetto paper cups with champagne. Only classy chicks.
Only classy chicks.
Champagne.
100% compostable cups.
Of course, we're getting our hippie on. It's compostable.
That's right. Straight out of the woods, straight into the paper cups of champagne.
We're going to drink it out of the bottle.
Yeah, that would be
more
ecologically friendly.
Eco-friendly. Okay. So, all right. What we're doing on this video is we are summarizing observations. And now that we're
one bottle of champagne in.
We each have half a bottle of champagne.
Perfect time.
And definitely not enough calories. Like, you and I have not had enough calories for a week.
No.
So we're in a deficit and we're drinking champagne.
The bomb helped, but it wasn't everything.
The bomb. Okay, so, all right, let's start with observation number 1. It seems to me that more women than men through hike.
I mean, we saw more women than men.
This seems to be my observation. In general, given the idea that people or society says that through hiking is dangerous, I'm surprised at how many women...
It's at least equal.
At least equal.
If not more women.
It's slightly in favor of women.
Yeah.
Which I think that society would be really surprised to note that.
I think so.
Don't you think so?
Yeah. But to be fair, we only watched the people who either started or were finishing.
But I've observed this also in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like...
Yeah, lots of women.
Now, I've not looked at a logbook or anything like that to say...
Well, how would you know?
I don't know. I'm sure there's data, at least on
Trail Daddy? You would think that would be a male.
A woman's trail name today was Trail Daddy.
Trail Daddy.
Which
is great.
Which, by the way, was given to her in sort of like a slightly creepy sexual way.
Sounds like it. I don't know. Anyway.
I think, but anyway.
She
was adorable.
Yeah, she's cute.
Yeah. And then, so that surprises me how many women are doing it, which I think is great, because the first thing that everyone says to me, it doesn't matter if I'm going
Is that safe?
Yeah. Isn't that dangerous? Don't people die? Are you going to be murdered? Are you bringing a gun? Those are the first questions everybody asks, right?
Maybe not up here, but down in Georgia.
The gun question?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't talk to that many people up here.
There aren't as many people to talk to. 1.3 million people.
In the entire state.
In the entire state.
Do you know that the entire state of Maine has about the same amount of people as Alpharetta?
Whoa.
Yeah. That really puts it in
What?
perspective, doesn't it?
Holy cow.
Yeah. Okay. So what's your next observation?
My next observation is that the happiest, healthiest people are in tramolies.
Definitely. For sure.
If you want to make it through a thru hike and thrive,
yeah,
find a tramily.
So let's be specific. So some of the things that I noted is they tend to look much healthier.
Yeah.
The most haggard.
They're more conversational.
Yep.
They're more optimistic.
Yep.
They look better nourished.
Yes.
And rested.
Yes.
And they're just happier.
Yes. And the people that we saw that I was concerned for them were always singletons.
Always alone.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
So I think that is a key to success. And we actually hopefully hooked up a young man with a tramily today. Mm-hmm. I hope so. What else did we notice?
Rest days? Necessary.
Yeah. And we kind of came to a conclusion about how frequent those should be.
Around 4 or 5 days.
Yeah. And so if we want to be like nerdy for a second,
mm-hmm.
the most current research that we're both aware of actually is kind of shifting away from one rest day a week for a workout routine to two. Days. And if you think about that from if you work hard for 5 days, take a day off. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we have no data to support this whatsoever, other than it seems that our bodies, when we are hiking, it's about 5 days where we're like, we need a break.
Like the onset of early injuries started.
Yeah, like annoying, creeping little things. We're about day 5. Yeah. So I feel like if you were to take a day to get an excellent meal, a really good night's sleep,
take a zero,
rest, do some self-care, I feel like that would make a thru hike much more.
You'd probably be much faster too.
Yeah, I think the reason why people don't take the zero is because they feel like they're going to lose all that time. But ultimately,
it's smarter.
I think it's smarter.
And
I really
probably
do.
More efficient.
Now, I'm speaking out of turn a little bit here because I've never done a thru hike. The longest I've ever gone is 7 days, which is this trip. Mm-hmm. So, you have more experience in this regard than I do.
Yeah.
And I also think that any chance that you can to soak your feet in cold water seems to be really helpful.
Yeah.
Not with your shoes on. Like, take your shoes off. Mm-hmm. And you have... and you have said specifically you feel like either changing your socks midday or getting your
controlling
shoes
the moisture
off.
In some way.
Getting a bug off of her. Oh. It's attacking. There we go. We're safe now.
Yeah. Well, on the Colorado Trail, I would change my socks like multiple times a day.
Yeah.
Like swap them out and then let the other pair dry. But on this trip, I just took my shoes off and socks off intermittently.
Yeah.
And that was helpful. That was really helpful.
So
that controls the moisture.
Something I need to try is I need to see if compression socks helps with my cellulitis. Mm-hmm. Because that seems to be an issue for me.
Unique problem for you.
Yeah, that's not a common thing. Mm-mm. It's probably, it's probably my age that's causing that issue. That's okay.
I've thru hiked with a couple of other people that are not my generation.
No, I'm not. I'm saying as far as the cellulitis.
Yeah.
Did they get cellulitis?
No. Okay. Well, not that I was aware of.
No. Let's see. What else did we notice?
Trekking poles.
Now,
you need them.
I really think you need them. You've got a bug.
I feel it
eating you. I saved you. I would venture far enough to say that on the 100-mile wilderness, it's a safety issue.
Yeah, I don't know how you would do it without them.
We saw plenty of people trying.
They were really slick rocks.
They were really slick rocks, and those people were moving slow. Like, really slow.
Yeah.
Because I think that it's dangerous. Like, it was...
Going downhill with slippery rocks is just not a good idea without trekking poles.
So, in the 100-mile wilderness, we also noted that it doesn't matter whether it has rained or not. there are certain types of rocks, and I couldn't tell you, like, I'm not a geologist.
like
they're
these black
always
rocks.
wet. They're like a black color.
Yeah.
They're very slippery. They're always wet.
like
They're almost
seeping.
like seeping or sweating,
Yeah.
right? And
It was weird.
It was weird. And so shall I for the viewers illustrate my skating
Please.
situation?
I wasn't there for it, so I'd love to hear about it again.
I wish that someone had been there.
Well, so picture. We can't flip it, can we?
We can flip it.
So there's all these descents of just rock, like sheer rock
slippery,
face.
smooth face.
Yeah, rock that had water all over them. So you had to either kind of like go to the outside where there was some moss and some place to get some traction, or die. Essentially.
And so this is in the last 3 miles.
And some of these are maybe, I don't know, like 10 feet long, like the longest.
This one was particularly large, and that's why I was being lazy. So it was
not the time to be lazy.
I was fatigued. It was like 97 miles.
We all had poor judgment in the last 5 miles.
You hit your face on a rock.
I hit my face on a rock. I fell and hit my face.
Okay, so this is what happened. So it's a rock face, and I go up to it, and it's quite steep. It's very slick, obviously, based on what I'm about to tell you. And I can see that there's quite this long route around to the right that I could have gone. And I'm like, I think I can do
Famous last words.
Well, unfortunately, no one was there to hear my famous last words. But in my mind, I'm like, I can do this. So I start to go up. This rock is so slippery that I splay like a cat. And I slid all the way down the rock. Like arms and legs splayed, trekking poles out. And I slid all the way back down, maybe 2 feet from the start. What do? I do not go around again. I decide, no, I can do this. So I do it again. And at this point, I start to slide again, but now I put my knees down. I am...
What?
Yeah.
I didn't hear about this part.
Yeah, I put my knees down and my hands down. And my trekking poles in hand. So I'm like gripping the trekking poles. Or they're kind of dangling from my wrists, like clanging on the rock.
The rocks are the equivalent of like
an
when
ice
you
skating
see
rink.
when you see in cartoons like people and their the legs like go and like the arms go, and which happened to me. My foot slipped and my trekking poles were behind me. I just like my stomach and then my chest and then my head like hit a rock. All in sequence.
I didn't see hers either.
But that's the idea of like
we did that at the same time.
Yeah. Like a little bit of like scurrying and then it just splats. Splatting was a real problem.
So and then it was a funny part too, showing their age gap between us, is that I tried to explain to her the Garfield sticky things on the car windows. And she had no idea what I was talking about. But then I said it to someone else who was a bit older, and they totally knew what I was talking about. So I looked like the Garfield sticky thing. Anyway, it was, of course, much more funny. And so it was funny enough that I started laughing at myself alone in the woods. And thinking, why could I not have that on video? Because that would have been great. Okay. Anything else that we need to share?
We packed too much food.
I ended up sharing a lot of my food, so I ended up being pretty okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I shared a couple dinners, and I had some left over, but not a lot.
I think I have 3 dinners left over. You have
2? 2 or 3.
Oh, man. So between us, we have 5 dinners.
But
that's a lot of weight.
Keep in mind, we were going to have another day for sure. Mm-hmm. And then we brought an extra day. Mm-hmm. So that's actually not that bad.
And I gave away 1.
And I shared 2 with you.
Well, yeah, but that didn't help me.
Well, it did help you at the time. I fed you.
But it didn't help me eat any of the weight in my pack.
I offered to take it.
Yeah. I didn't give it to you.
I know. Okay. Do we have any other bits of advice?
Maine can get to 90 degrees. Don't bring your 0-degree bag.
Oh my God. Okay. So I grew up in Maine. I lived in Maine until I was 18 years old. It is exceptionally rare for Maine to get to 90 degrees. We had 2 days.
Of at least upper 80s.
I don't want to exaggerate. I want to say it was at least 88.
Probably.
And
very humid.
Very, very humid.
Oh my gosh.
So she has a 0-degree bag and I have a 15-degree bag.
Oh my gosh.
So then,
ridiculous.
And then we have insulated pads.
I was sleeping without my blanket, without my sleeping
and
bag.
half naked,
and still sweating on my pad.
Yeah.
Which has an R
But you know
value
what
of
would have happened
at least
had we
1.5.
packed our summer weight gear? It would have freaking snowed.
Yeah,
It would have snowed.
it would have.
So, what are you gonna do?
Carry the extra weight.
Carry the extra weight. Are you happy with all your gear? Is there anything you change?
Good question.
I just burped on camera. Excuse me. I'll edit that out. Maybe.
Let's see. Is there anything I would change? Let's see. The comb was a great addition.
Oh yeah.
I really enjoyed having a comb this time.
You cannot have this much hair and not brush your hair.
Fair.
I would have dreadlocks. And that's a look, but it's not the look I'm going for. So.
I would have brought less winter stuff.
Yeah.
But otherwise.
I have gloves and a hat.
Did
you have gloves and a hat?
Yeah.
I had a down coat.
Oh my gosh. I sweated nonstop for 7 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially those 2
I could have
days.
not brought my down coat, my hat, my gloves, a different bag.
But here's the thing. Had we done that?
Yeah.
We would have
I
needed
know.
them.
Those are the only changes that I probably would have made.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have made any others. Would you?
No. Let's talk about some of the things that we have that we really like.
Okay.
I really like my water filter. It's great.
I really like my water filter. It's great.
Yeah, you have like a trial one, don't you?
I think they've released it now. The
Okay.
Platypus Quick Draw.
Okay.
I really like it.
And I have the Catadine Bee Free with
And
the
you really
3-liter
like
bag. Yeah, I really like it. It was really good. Significantly better than the Sawyer Squeeze.
This is my first trip with my sleeping bag, my sleeping quilt. And I like the quilt option. It was way too much temperature-wise, but otherwise I really like it.
Okay. I still think that my sleeping bag is great. It was definitely too much temperature-wise, but I do have a really good summer weight option. I would have been totally fine with my summer weight pad and sleeping bag, which would have dropped me, at least 2 pounds.
Wow. My chair.
Yeah, she's got me kicked.
I have a Helinox Chair Zero.
It's
and
awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, I think I
love
will.
it.
I think I will be getting that. I have just that little
so
sit
much
pad.
extension.
And that little sit pad, which is nice.
Sure, but you always have to curl up.
Yeah, the thing that is really hard to get, like at the end of the day, you either want to lie down. So some of the people have those stupid Z-Lite things, which I definitely would never want to sleep on. It's kind of nice to like lay on and stretch on. Is that what it's called? A Z-Lite?
I think so.
I think that's what it's called. Those were nice for that, but I don't want to sleep on that thing. That's horrible. But your chair allowed you to like recline.
Yeah.
And at the end of a day, we've been carrying a pack all day. That was really nice. And actually, you opened it up every time we rested.
It takes 31 seconds.
We timed it.
I had a competition with a man who also had the same chair
and she won by a
thought
lot.
that it took too long to set up.
His was what, 52 and you were 31?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like
31
that.
seconds. It's quick.
Boom.
It's quick. Worth it.
Yeah, I think that chair is worth the pound. You know,
Yeah.
if you can cut a pound somewhere else and add that chair in, it's really nice.
I mean, I was very happy with that.
Yeah, and you used it at least 4 times a day. At least.
I would agree.
Yeah. So that was good. I think the Injinji socks are great. I also think that even though I still got a couple of small blisters, my feet are kind of like my weak link. My shoes were much, much better this time. Those Topo Ultra Venture Pros. You really like your boots, though.
I really like my boots. They were really broken in. They're 500 miles broken in. So
they're coming to the end of their life? Or no?
Well, I think if I super glue some parts, they're going to be okay.
This is stuff only hikers say.
But only the treading is kind of like peeling. It's not wearing necessarily.
I only needed it 2 nights. But
I didn't blister at all, even between my toes.
No, you didn't blister at all. But do you normally blister?
Oh, I did really bad on the CT, but it was my shoes were new.
Oh, same shoes though.
Same shoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really like my shirt, even though it's white.
You love your shirt.
I love my shirt.
It's dirty. You guys should check it out sometime. Tiffany's very concerned about the dirt content on that shirt.
I have never been so filthy.
I've never heard someone talk about their filth so much.
It's out of character for me.
To be filthy.
Oh wait, okay, confirmation. 8 days.
Oh my god.
Come on. Tell the viewers.
I smelled her shirt. Or just earlier today. No BO. It doesn't smell. It doesn't smell bad. My shirt, if I smell it, it makes me almost faint. Her shirt.
Now, to be fair to all the thru hikers out there, all the hikers, it is normal to get BO.
I'm very much
not a big deal
in the norm.
However, if there is a trade-off between the color of my uncooked shrimp skin, it's the no BO, which is my So there has been
concede that.
So there's been 3 proposed
trail
names for me. One is go through my trail names. You do it.
Okay. Spiffy,
Which
for sun protection factor, of which Tiffany is always.
I'm covered up in it.
Everything you have has some sort of sun protection factor.
I'm the only person I know that brings a tube of sunscreen.
Sunscreen. 2 tubes of chapstick. Long sleeve shirt. Long pants. Gaiters. Long socks.
The only part of me that's showing is my face, and it's covered in sunscreen.
And sunscreen. SPF to the max.
However, what did we have, like 15 to 20 minutes today without
Some
coverage on my
factor?
arms, and they got burned.
Burnt?
Slightly. Very slightly, but still.
Yeah.
Highly freckled.
Second trail name, Duck and Cover.
This seems to be the popular...
Amongst that family, yeah.
They thought Duck and Cover was funny.
Yeah.
And then the newest...
Nobo.
Which stands for?
No. BO.
So you have a couple of options. Dragonfly, which I adamantly think is lame.
Yeah.
Because it was like dragging uphill, flying downhill, which, by the way, is
totally
unfair.
4 years ago.
4 years
I'm
ago,
over it.
in addition to the fact that she's quite a speedy little hiker, and I don't think that's fair at all. I nix the dragonfly.
Yeah, that one's passed.
And it's also like, it's not a good trail name.
No.
For you, anyway.
Not for me.
And
I
then
don't hike like that anymore.
And then the next one was Persuasion, which I think is actually potentially the best one.
Really? You do?
Well, so I recommended Professor because Rebecca is one of the smartest people that I know. She is a very, very smart lady. Excuse me. And we have fantastic conversations on the trail. She's one of the smartest people that I know, which I think is really saying something.
That is saying something.
Because I know a lot of really brilliant people. I'm proud to be friends with some amazing people, but you are very smart. So I thought Professor was very profound, but she found it to be a little too pretentious. Yeah?
Maybe. And it just doesn't seem like my trail identity. Okay. You know?
And then there's Persuasion, which your friend said because you are very persuasive on the trail. You're like the one person that could convince her to do something different. That's cute. I think it's cute. I think it kind of goes along with the professor-ish
It was
thing.
fine for the CT, but it's not necessarily
and
one I
then
want to hang my hat on.
The most recent one was also from me, which I don't think you've not fully owned it, but it seems to be the one you're leaning toward.
I'm leaning towards that one.
Rebecca has an ancestor that is named Tennessee Pickle. That's their real name.
True. Very
and true. She's from Tennessee.
I don't know that, actually.
No, you're from Tennessee.
I'm from Tennessee.
I know that. I don't know about
I don't know if
your
Tennessee was
ancestor.
from Tennessee, but I'm assuming she was.
And then the pickle thing, I mean, whatever. It's just such a unique name.
She was a Cherokee Indian.
Yes, and unlike me, the uncooked shrimp, you're a nice little bronze thing. So you have a tan. That's where the Cherokee Indian comes from.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. So did the Tramley today.
Yeah, I think that got a vote of confidence.
Yeah, I like it.
So, what other things do we have to add to our little closing vlog?
I feel like there are more observations that we made.
I know. We had mentioned a few. We can always come back to this. We can revisit. But now we have a fun opportunity to go ride a boat on this beautiful lake in beautiful Maine. I'm going to turn this around so you can see what we're looking at. This is what we're hanging on in our little hammock.
Oh, heck yeah. Look at that.
So we have an option to go for a boat ride on
That
this.
is so nice.
It's freaking gorgeous.
Wow. I'm looking at it in real life and it still looks good on a camera.
I know. Stop swinging. Cut it out.
Sorry.
We're on a hammock. So in closing, I had a fantastic time. Did you have a fantastic time?
I had a fantastic time.
Yes. It was hard. In a good way. Type 2 fun.
Type 2 fun.
Type 2 fun.
Yeah.
Big fans of Type 2 fun. Why are we starting to talk like each other?
Because we spent 7 days together.
And yet, we did not have a single argument or disagreement. Did we? I don't think so.
No. I mean, just a normal disagreement.
Such as?
I don't know. Like smell my armpit? No. I won't.
But you did.
I smelled your clothes. I did not smell your armpit.
That was the same as my armpit. That thing had been in my armpit for 8 days.
Oh man.
God, that's so funny. This is where I grew up, the swimming pool I used to work at, where I used to have summer camp, swimming and basketball and arts and crafts and kickball and tennis and fly fishing and golf. Call this oh my gosh corner because oh my gosh, the sugar can't really tell right now. So here we are at the Cross Country Ski Center, where I spent tons of my youth cross country skiing. There's the wax room. And then here's the facility. And it's summertime, obviously, but we used to ski right up to the porch. The lake was frozen over. We'd bust our butts. So this is where we used to wax skis before races and stuff. Rebecca's never had a whoopie pie, and we're in Maine, so.
Well, I can't pretend.
You had a gluten-free whoopie pie.
I had a gluten-free whoopie pie.
And it tasted like doo-doo.
It was not that good. But this is a good dessert. Way better than the gluten-free.
Yeah. And what,
Way better.
show what a whoopie pie is. It's like 2 pieces of cake with like cream filling. They have different flavors, but this is the traditional.
Yeah, this is good.
Mm-hmm. From start to finish.
With only, wait, we should put the,
Oh yeah. Let's show the
out of this. That's all we had.
And we came up with this. Look, it even is the right size. We haven't had a meal at it yet. The B-52 crash site from 1963. We're doing it on 4th of July, 2021. It's all over the place. This is just the concentrated area. A lot of people brought flags up today. It's nice. There are 9 people on board. 2 people survived. Hey peeps!
Happy 4th
Happy 4th of July!
of January.
I know. Should I show them my outfit? Let's look. Because it's freezing.
It's 55 degrees. We're cold.
I have on 2 coats.
Happy 4th.
4th of July in Maine. Oh.